Hey everybody, David Corson. Tuesday, July 15th, 2025. About 7:30. Just getting ready for hump day tomorrow. It's my wife and my son's birthdays. And he lands about 5, and then we're going to go to dinner. And Thursday, Friday, they're hanging. He's going to leave Saturday. He had to go back. And then got my issue out. Finally, artist sent me my proof, so I'm proofing tonight. Going to get all that stuff done tomorrow. We'll get it out. And get another e-blast down on Thursday and get some other stuff done and make the best of it. Looks like it's got some clouds rolling in. Hopefully we'll get some rain tonight for the lawn. Needs it. You know, I still have this little fungicide going on. He needs to come out and spray, and I was hoping it would do it tonight because we're going to get some rain. It's always good to spray, let it dry for the day, and then get some rain. I mean, I can water it, but hey, Mother Nature's free. So anyway, I'm sitting on my fence where I took all the posts off. They look great. And got to put these wood posts vertically. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, about 16. So I got to cut them, mount them, go all the way up, and then I got to spray paint all the wood. So I'm going to do that this weekend. Got to get the boards. I'm not going to make my son do it. He works hard anyway. I'll just do it and then spray paint it next weekend. Get a compressor and a spray gun from one of my neighbors. Done about 7 or 8 fences in here, so he's like, yeah, just get my stuff. Gotta go buy probably 4 or 5 gallons of stain. It's gonna stain it nice black or brown, like the brown fence behind me. It's gonna be like that. That's a little faded from the sun, but it'll be dark. Hey, see this owl? We have this fake owl up because we got predators and stuff. Anyway, it scares them off. Owls are just the predators, they don't like owls. Owls they're predators too, so we like having them up here, but this will keep most of the predators out, at least at night. So hey, hopefully you had a great Tuesday. You started the day with a 5 a.m. club, made your bed, got in the shower, put your game face on, started your day out on a positive note, had an awesome morning, lunch, afternoon, evening. I had another podcast. I was talking to a technology person up in software for like BIM and all modeling and that kind of stuff, and she went the other way. She was from Dalton up north, and then she moved up in New England. She was up in New Hampshire, so up in the mountains. Anyway, it was a pretty good story. So really cool. I forget who I have tomorrow. I've got one every day this week, all different types of products. But that's what I was doing. So I was sending out flooring things, waiting for my proof. It finally came, so I got to do some ad swaps, and then get my email blast ready. And tomorrow, set it up, get it out. Boat's finished. They're going to drop it off in the morning, so I got to meet them at the boat ramp. Boat's ready to go. Bust out another 1,000, maybe 2. Boat needed some service in the engine, and anyway, she's ready to go. So we're gonna have fun. We don't have to worry about a thing for at least another year and a half. Yeah, but like maintenance, anything, man. If you take care of something, it'll last a lifetime. So that's kind of where I'm at. We're just cleaning the house up. So the boy coming home tomorrow is his birthday, 26 years old. My wife's gonna be 60. And anyway, it's going to be a fun couple of days. So, and we should have nice weather. So we'll go out in the boat and maybe do some skiing, hang out, do some sightseeing, go to have a couple good dinners, a couple lunches. And he's coming in with his girlfriend. She just started American Airlines. She's a flight attendant and working her tail off. Yeah, but they get to fly for free. He's going to San Diego. It's crazy. So anyway, today really good day. Tomorrow's a good day. Wednesday, it's halfway through the week. Remember, Monday's wind-up day. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you got a jam. And then Friday, finish strong with momentum and rock and roll and get ready for the weekend. So I got a ton to do. Had some good conversations, and just going to continue on. One day at a time. That's all you can do. You can plan ahead, but you got to take one day at a time, and you got to make the best out of your seconds or minutes of every day. Everything's so important. Every game counts that you're playing. Don't think it doesn't. It does. So here's what I'm thinking for my word of the day as I'm leaning up on my fence with Mr. Al right here. That word is confidant. Yeah, confidant. It's someone that you're like really tight with, or you can, you're really good friends, people that you can totally rely on. You probably can count them on one hand. You have a lot of acquaintances, but people that are like confidants, they know who you are, what you're about. And it's always good to be able to have one of those persons that, you can rap with, and I just called someone. He's about, he's 75 years old, but I've known him since the mid 90s. He was an agency guy, and I called. He had a ton of accounts in all sorts of sectors, mostly like in flooring, tile, stone, porcelain, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, he sold his agency, and he's just hanging out. But I hadn't talked to him in a long time, and it's my flooring issue, and I was thinking about him, so I just called him, and we just had like an hour phone call, just talking about the old days and all this stuff. Man, it was awesome. And you really, if you have a confidant and you haven't spoken with someone in there a long time, don't send them an email. Pick up the phone and call them. It's just so much cooler to talk to someone. And just makes your day, makes you feel good inside. And but knowing that you have someone like that, that's not going to prejudge you on, where you've come from or what you've done, because, he's probably done that and then some. You made a lot of money together, and it's just a really good conversation. But you can apply that, to anything. Like with athletics, I'm still buds with some of the guys on all my teams that I can look back at. I'm talking way back before even prep school. Maybe rec and stuff that I'm still friends with. That we look back and you can talk about stuff. Confidants. Those are just your buds. From prep school, we had 100 and some odd people in our class. Probably tight with X amount of them. I'm the editor, one of 3 editors for our column. So I got to write this column for coming up about a memorial that one of my classmates did for one of my buddy Michael Balin, who passed a couple of years ago, and we miss him. But he was a confidant to me. I could always tell him whatever, and he would just laugh. Oh shit, that's all it is, man, dude. But in athletics, having confidants, it's like having a Hall of Famer in your corner, man. And he's not going to prejudge you. You just, it's so cool to have something like that. And I have it for multiple sports. I have those people I'm still close with. Lacrosse, hockey, track. I can do that, water skiing, just, good dudes. Business, gotta have confidence. Strategic, people that you can lean on, people that you've known for a long time. And once again, they're not going to prejudge you. They're in your foxhole, so to speak. I'm telling you, you got to have they got to be like on your inner circle to be a confidant. But the more confidence that you have, the better off you are. You never want to use them unless it's really, really important. So, but, confidence in business, man, it could be in the front end, the middle end, or the tail end, just like your journey. You have a starting point, your journey, and then the ending point thing it's weak, and you're rehashing, you do stuff. And sometimes when you have a serious decision to make, it's always good to have a confidant to bounce that kind of stuff off of. In relationships, your soulmate, the person you're married to, whatever, that's your confidant, but there'll be a couple other people that you're going to have on that inner circle, not just your spouse. And those people, they know everything about you both. And they can, they'll never take sides. They'll just tell you the truth. And sometimes you have to hear the truth, because your mind will play mind games with you, And if you're negotiable, you don't make mountains out of molehills, and you keep things simple, you communicate with the least amount of words to get your point across, you listen, you don't stick with, you don't say too much where you're going to regret something. Stick a sock in your mouth and just listen with your ears. That's what they're there for. That's what God put them there for. So, but if you do all those things, but you have a confidant to do it with, man, that's your ace in the hole. I'm telling you, because you're gonna have to make some hard decisions, and sometimes that confidant can help you. And it's always good to get a different perspective. That's why having a handful of them is awesome. Hey, listen, your body's your confidant every day. Whether you're sleeping or jogging or working, bottom line is you got to take care of it all day long. You give it its rest, refuel, stay hydrated, do all those things. You need good food. But when it comes time for sleep at night, hey, your body's your confidant, because when you're resting, it's going to be working. It's working for you all day. All you have to do is give it that rest and that daily, 6 to 8 hours. I get 6 to 6.5 as I've gotten older. That's all I need. But I'm telling you, you give that rest, man, your body will perform for you as long as you're breathing. That's the really cool thing. I know the sun's coming in my picture, so I'm going to go over here. But what a beautiful night here. In any event, confidant, that's my word of the day for July 15th, 2025. Such an important word. And if you need a confidant in anything else that I didn't mention besides business, personal, athletics, life, sleep, whatever, you're doing a 24-hour day, hey, work on that too. So that's from the heart. Take it to the bank, put it up here in your knowledge vault, use it whenever you need it, confidant, and make that call when you need to. And if you work on, having a confidence or just having, listen, that little mind, that little voice in your mind that talks to you, that could be a confidant too. Trust your gut. So the bottom line is, if you work on your confidant for the rest of the year, you should at least add 2 or 3 people that are really, really good. And, I'm just telling you, making that call to people you haven't spoke to a long, instead of doing the email or, do a video call with them, you don't have to just do a phone call. That stuff goes a long way. And just, talking and communicating. And you never know where that stuff going to lead. Your best sales leads come from your current clients. So the people that are your confidants are great, but you always want to create more, because, believe it or not, you got to replace them, just like you want yourself replaced with whatever you're doing with someone that's more competent than you are. So, hey, and if you do that every day, every week, every month for the remainder of the year, and put all your data right here on the phone that you're connected to, download a diary app or do a running email or notepad and just put a paragraph on how you worked on confidence for the remainder of the year, you'll have a little less than 6 months, and you'll see how well you did. And you should have a couple of them, like I said. But I'm telling you, if you work on that all year, you're going to learn so much about yourself, so much about your friends, who are your real friends. And man, it's just awesome to have, video log, because you'll go back and you'll remember every day on what you did on confidence. I'm telling you, go through your phone. There's people in there, got thousands of contacts. You just make a phone, I try to do at least 10 calls a day. I'm telling you, man, it's just uplifting, especially people you haven't talked to a while, and they bring back old times you did in crazy stuff, and it's just very healthy. So that's my thought of the day, man. Confidant, take it for what it's worth. So listen, I appreciate y'all. I will see you tomorrow, where I have no idea, but maybe when I'm bringing the boat back, I'll do a little video and show you what it really can do. So in any event, appreciate y'all. Be safe. Take action. Confidant.